Everybody, my name is Dévi and welcome to Book Connoisseur. Wow! Today we have one of my favorite videos to film, and that is my TBR for the Irish Readathon. If you don't know what the Irish Readathon is, you should head over to either Aoife's page, Words of Clover, or Leanne's page, Leanne Rose. I will tag them both in the description, and they are the hosts for the Irish Readathon, and they have been doing so. I think this is the 8th or 9th year they've been doing this, so a long time. Yeah, very exciting. If you don't know, they put out some prompts for everyone to loosely follow. There's no requirements. They say if you even have read a book with a green cover on it, then you have participated in the readathon. So I will post the prompts right here so you can see them. Yeah, my dad's family is Irish, so this readathon is very close to my heart. It reminds me of my grandparents who are no longer with us. Yeah, I would say that Irish fiction is one of my main genres that I read all year round. The prompts are, as always, read a book with a green cover. Most of my books have a green cover that I'm reading, so I'm just gonna say that I'm covered for that one. I'm not too worried about it. Read an Irish book with mythology and folklore. So I have one that sort of fits the bill, Bright I Burn by Molly Aiken. It's loosely based on history of the first woman tried as a witch in Ireland. I was very grateful to get an advanced copy from Knopf. I'm not too sure how much direct connection this has to specifically Irish mythology and folklore. So to cover all of my bases, I have a few other options. I might read this one all the way through. It's called A History of Irish Fairies by Carolyn White. I just had this on my shelf, so I must have seen it in somebody else's video last year or however many years ago. Somebody mentioned that this is a good overview. I don't remember who that was. Sorry. If you know, please let me know. I would love to thank them. Yeah, so this is totally manageable. Usually history is not my thing, but I do love fairy folklore, so I'm excited about this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to read this one. And then the other beautiful, beautiful book I have. So this book I'm planning to dip in and out of. I'm not planning to read the whole thing. I know I'm not going to be able to do that. And it's this Treasury of Irish Myth, Legend, and Folklore. And it is Fairy and Folk Tales of the Irish Peasantry, edited by W.B. Yeats. Cuchulainn of Mrevna. Did I say that right? By Lady Gregory. I thrifted this book, and it was originally published in the 80s. Yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. I've never really dipped into it before. Yeah, I'm thinking of supplementing my mythology and folklore with this. Read an Irish book written by a POC/LGBT+ author. I reread Brooklyn by Colm Tóibín, and I did so I could read Long Island by Colm Tóibín. I'm not going to say what Long Island is about because it's a sequel to Brooklyn, so you definitely want to read Brooklyn first. And Brooklyn tells the story of Aoife, who comes from a small town in Ireland and immigrates to the United States, Brooklyn specifically, hence the title, and her experience and her life and finding a place when she knows no one. Colm Tóibín is a gay man, and pretty sure that I'm covered in that department. Yeah, I'm excited to finally read Long Island. I've been wanting to read it since last year, and I literally have saved it for this. Yeah, I actually started my Irish reading a little bit early, in February, so that I could read as much as I possibly could in the next month, because my reading's been a little bit slow, and I wanted to make sure to have content to put out there because I just love this season of reading. The next prompt is read an Irish book that has won an award. I'm reading 2 books that have won an award. The first book I am reading is The Gathering by Anne Enright, and as you can see, this cover is very green. This book won the Booker Prize in 2007, and it's about a family of 9 siblings mourning their brother who has passed, and it tells a story seemingly based on the description of the brother's demise, I didn't know too much about this book going into it when I got it. I knew I wanted an Anne Enright, and I decided to pick this one because it won the Booker. I've previously read The Wren, and famously last year did not get along with it. But I think that was because I listened to it on audio. Poetry, the prose, it didn't come across to me as strongly in the audio. So I'm giving her another chance, and I'm reading this. I'm hoping I'm going to get along with this, and if I do, I might reread The Wren in physical form, just because I definitely think part of it like went over my head because I was listening to it on audio. Yeah, and then the other book is for the book club that I'm part of with Lauren in the Books is the host on her Patreon, and we're reading Frankie by Graham Norton. And similar to Brooklyn, maybe like an immigrant story, which I love, so I think I'll get along famously with this one. This was another book that's been on my radar. I've heard murmurings of this being a top contender for the Women's Prize, which comes out on March. I will put the date right here. The long list comes out. This author is British, but she lives in Ireland currently, and she has some Irish ancestry, so I'm going to consider her Irish. And that is Confessions by Catherine Airy. I got sent a proof of this, which I was very, very gracious to receive. I think it's a story about sisters. It looks like there's 3 different timelines going on, which will be really interesting. I love multiple timelines. They sent out an email for the marketing for the Rachel incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. And they said in the email, this is for my Rachel incident girlies, and I'm definitely a Rachel incident girly, so I requested a copy and was kindly sent one by Mariner Books. Because Catherine Airy is not straight up Irish, I'm not going to prioritize this book, but I will if it does end up on the Women's Prize for Fiction long list. And then the final prompt for the readathon was read your favorite prompt from past readathons. And so I went back, and Aoife, on Aoife's Instagram, her Instagram is Aoife Audrey, she has posted all of the previous prompts from past years so that you can go through them. One of the prompts from 2023 was read a very long book or a very short book, and so I knew this was my opportunity to finally read The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. Now I've cheated a little, I've already started it. I got it from my library on my Kindle because it's so big. Honestly, I feel like I've been reading it forever and I'm still not even halfway through. So far I'm not totally sure if I'm getting on with it, but I am going to try and finish it by the end. The other things I'm planning to do are I'm trying to basically immerse myself in Irish everything. And so another thing that I've been really interested lately in is poetry, and I discovered the podcast Poetry Unbound by Padraig O'Tuma, and he basically will read a poem, sometimes with the poet or whoever, they will analyze it. And I find that really helpful if you don't know poetry or haven't studied poetry, which I have not. So I'm planning to be listening to his podcast, and I got the Poetry Unbound book out from the library. I'll put the cover up here. He also is an Irish poet, so he has his own book of poetry, which is called this. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. The other poet I'm planning to dive into, which also covers the LGBTQ plus prompt, is Oscar Wilde. And I have this big, thick, the complete works of Oscar Wilde that I got secondhand for like a few bucks. Yeah, and it's his stories, plays, poems, and essays. Planning on mainly going through some of his poems. If the interest strikes me, I might read The Picture of Dorian Gray. I'm not totally sure yet. But yeah, I'm excited to sort of pick through this book a little bit this month, similarly to what I'm doing with the Treasury of Irish Myth, Legends, and Folklore. So these two are very, very thick, and I will be going in and out of them, taking what I want from them. And yeah, the last thing I want to show you is this beautiful, beautiful book I got. It's funny because I was ordering one for my dad for Christmas last year, and I decided, oh, I really want one too. And that is The Irish Bakery, and this is recipes by Sherry Denham and photography by Andrew Montgomery, and there's essays by Kitty Corrigan inside, and it's just the most beautiful cookbook I have ever laid my eyes on. And it's got a lot of Irish recipes. There's a lot of beautiful photography from Andrew Montgomery in here. Yeah, I was so excited about this book. I'm not gonna bake my way through the whole book. It's very large, but I'm gonna do maybe 1 or 2 bakes from this. And I also have a little cookbook that was my grandmother's recipes, which are mostly Irish. Yeah, I mean, this is inside cover. Beautiful. Those are my plans for the Irish Readathon. Just so you know what's coming. I spent a few days in Dublin back in October, and so I have a Dublin book haul coming. We went to, is it Huddersfield? Yeah, and so I got a bunch of books there. My son got to run around the children's section. We had a great time. So I might do a little Dublin haul for you this month. And then, yeah, I'm also going to be coming in and out about the Women's Prize for Fiction, which is also something I really love about the book scene. Yeah, everything happens in March for me. March is my big book month, so I'm trying to prepare myself. I probably won't read the whole long list for the Women's Prize for Fiction. I'm going to read the short list in April, so I'll probably do more videos about that then, but I will be doing a video about the long list this month at some point after it comes out. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, I backed up my camera just to show you this still right here is the only thing I have from my Irish great-grandparents who were the immigrants from Ireland in my family. Yeah, they used to make alcohol in this during Prohibition, and now it's my house with some sticks coming out of it. But yeah, I love it. I'm so proud to have it displayed here in my home. Yeah, great. Are you participating in the readathon? Let me know if you're doing a video. Please let me know. I would love to watch. I feel like I've got to show my dog here because she didn't make much of an appearance this year. One moment. Here she is. Here's my girl. This is Clover. She's my Irish pup. Look at her happy tail. Okay, anyway. I'll see you soon with another video soon. Bye!